The real Trump poll. The economy, well, much has been made about mainstream media and these approval polls, right, for President Trump. With the bottom line conclusion is that he is off to, quote, the worst start in history. It's exemplified by a lot of them, including the latest Gallup poll. Yet, there are other measures of the pulse of Main Street that point to borderline euphoria about the future. One of those measures is consumer confidence. This morning, the Conference Board released their March confidence report, which came in at its highest level since December of 2000. Now, I wrote about the report in a note to my subscribers, and I received an unsolicited email that underscores the point about the differences between polls and real life. I just want to read you a small part of the email. The following is without embellishment. My wife and daughter have wanted a swimming pool for 5 years now. I reluctantly got a couple of quotes for pools in October of last year. It's a luxury I just didn't think I could justify. I figured that Hillary was going to win the election and that we were in store for another 8 years of economic malaise. I was ready to tell my family, no deal. I didn't vote for Trump in the primaries, but once Trump won the election, I thought to myself, maybe this will shake up the system to the positive. As I saw Trump pull together his cabinet, I pulled the trigger on a contract to build a pool. My salesman told me he was closing several deals, where his clients told him a deciding factor in their purchase was a change in executive branch leadership. My foreman tells me that they sold 55 pools in January, the highest sales in recent memory, let alone January. At this point, his crews are fully booked. You know what, guys? I say ignore the polls and focus on what's happening in the country because it's real and it's powerful. Joining me now to discuss, Jay Timmons and Ken Blackwell. Jay, I want to start with you. You're with the National Association for Manufacturing, the president and CEO. These numbers we're seeing, whether it's Richmond Fed today, the Philly Fed, the Empire State number, the PMI numbers, it seems like we really are on the cusp of something significantly great happening in manufacturing.
I agree with you, Charles, but I have to tell you, the pool poll is the best news I've heard yet. That's really fantastic. And I think it's a good indication, though, of how people are feeling about the future of our economy. And the reason for that is they see a president who is committed to changing those policies that have held us back for so many years. We saw it today with the rollback of some pretty onerous regulations on manufacturers. And we're going to be talking, hopefully, about tax reform, infrastructure investment coming up soon.
Ken, in the meantime, mainstream media pointing to polls and saying this is the worst start for any president in modern history, and they back it up with these same polls, which, by the way, didn't quite call the election correct or a whole lot of other important events in the last couple of years.
I agree with you, Charles. Look, Donald Trump is a disruptor of the status quo, and there's going to be shakeout there. You nailed it. In the final analysis, Donald Trump has given us a dose of old-fashioned American we can do. And as a consequence of a guy who has faith in capital and respect for the American worker, he's put us on a path to accelerate economic growth and job creation. Americans want to work, and they want to see their incomes rise. And in fact, when they see that, they will rally to the economic growth spurt that we're going to realize under his leadership.
There's no doubt we all know that success begets success, Jay, and I feel like what we've got is a wind in our sails that's not being reflected in the stock market. How confident are you now that it all gets done?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of hurdles that have to be crossed in terms of congressional action. But look, Donald Trump is putting political capital on the line when he's talking about things like tax cuts and tax reform, more importantly, tax reform, that will spur investment and job creation in this country. He's talking about the same thing when it comes to infrastructure investment. And behind Donald Trump, you have America who Americans who want to see the economy succeed. They want to see the economy grow again. There is a frustration, and I think Ken has it exactly right. There's a frustration out there.
Gentlemen, thank you both very, very much, and I agree. The pool, because if you build a pool, you ain't getting anything back in return but some fun days in the summertime. So that is the ultimate signal. Guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.